In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 8, 2022, and providing you with team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Washington State versus Southern California. The Washington State Cougars will try to stop their 3-game losing streak against the USC Trojans when they visit Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in Week 6 of the 2022 college football season. Another frenzy set is upon us, and the Trojans are listed as firm 13-point home favorites with a total of 65.5 points. Last year, USC routed Washington State 45-14 as a 7.5-point road fave. The Trojans are undefeated in 3 straight outings at home and have covered the spread in 3 of their previous 4 showings in front of the home fans. Washington State is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. USC is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The road team is 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 meetings between the 2 teams. The under is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between USC and Washington State. This is a pretty massive look-ahead spot for USC. The Trojans have a massive showdown against Utah on deck and are coming off games against Oregon State and Arizona State, in which both home teams covered the inflated spreads with ease. Lincoln Riley's group is still an elite offense, and they showed some resilience in playing through some adversity on the road. USC's level of talent is well known at this point, and the Trojan stars have not disappointed so far. Caleb Williams is playing like a Heisman Trophy contender. Jordan Addison is catching touchdowns left and right, and Travis Dye is quietly stretching opposing defenses on the ground as well. However, the same can't be said for the Trojans' clear issues on defense. USC's defense has been excellent at forcing turnovers, but that regression will come against better teams. In the meantime, the Trojans' 57th-ranked defense won't be able to get away with surrendering nearly 400 yards every week as conference play heats up. In steps Washington State, which will be looking to pull off its 2nd upset of the season as a double-digit underdog. The Cougars' offense has been humming of late, and that didn't change against California over the weekend. In fact, Washington State has scored 107 points over its last 3 contests, as quarterback Cameron Ward is playing his best football of the season. Even as the offense has thrived, Washington State still has 6 turnovers over its last 2 games, so this team is still due for some positive turnover regression as well. Considering the fact that this is a brutal spot for USC and this Cougars passing attack should be able to put up points on the Trojans' defense, I like Washington State to keep things close in Los Angeles. I'd back the Cougars at anything above double digits in this one, so the Washington State Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This is obviously a big game for both teams, and even though Ward and Williams have both been impressive, the Trojans and Cougars have also both played well defensively this year. Williams also struggled against Oregon State, while Ward was inconsistent against Wisconsin. Both these quarterbacks had difficulty against top defenses. Both teams also have tape on the opposing offenses, so we should see better game plans from each defense. This is a lot of points, and both these teams have proven defenses that have been solid this year. Washington State is giving up 18 points per game, while USC is giving up 20 points per game. USC has given up close games also tend to be lower scoring, since teams are often more conservative with their play calling late in competitive games, and the Cougars should be able to keep this game close. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Clemson versus Boston College. The Clemson Tigers will collide with the Boston College Eagles in an Atlantic Coast Conference showdown on Saturday night. The Tigers remained undefeated after beating NC State in their previous bout. The Eagles were able to earn a narrow home win against Louisville last week, marking their first Atlantic Coast Conference win. Clemson registered a 19-13 home win against Boston College last season. Boston College showed some grit down the stretch and explosiveness on offense against Louisville, which will at least give the Eagles some momentum heading into this matchup. That alone, however, doesn't matter much when you're facing a team of the caliber of Clemson. Boston College's rushing attack hasn't fared well against lighter competition and is now facing one of the most formidable run defenses in the nation. That, along with the inconsistent play of its quarterback, makes me wary of this spread. On top of that, Clemson has silenced doubts about its offense, scoring on all 28 of its red zone opportunities. This Tigers program is battle-tested and avoids letdowns in games like these for a reason. Uiagalelei has come to play with a chip on his shoulder this season and will carry that spirit into a primetime matchup at Boston College this week. The Tigers put up an impressive effort against NC State, keeping the opposition at bay with 354 total yards and 20 first downs. Clemson benefited from 11 NC State penalties and a couple of turnovers, but they also committed 9 penalties themselves. As for Boston College, they get credit for powering out a gutsy win on Saturday despite being overpowered in a lot of categories. The Eagles committed 13 penalties and 3 turnovers during the game, so it really was an improbable comeback. Clemson should be in control here if they play to their capabilities. Don't overthink this one. Clemson will take care of business and in runaway fashion. So the Clemson Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. There are more than a few playmakers in Boston College's offensive attack, and despite some initial struggles this season, I believe Jurkovec can air it out against this Clemson secondary. The total has gone over in 2 of Boston College's last 3 home games, and the atmosphere should be lively for the 2022 Red Bandana game. The Tigers' offense is definitely better than last year and will produce. They have scored at least 40 points in 2 out of their last 3 games, including 38 after 4 quarters in the overtime win against a ranked Wake Forest team. The Boston College defense isn't good enough to limit them. In addition, the Eagles' offense has displayed its potential by exploiting a strong Rutgers pass defense early in the season and by scoring 34 against Louisville last week. Boston College has a quicker offense and attempts the pass in 54% of their plays, which is one of the highest pass allotments in the FBS. The over is also a convincing 5-1 in the Tigers' last 6 conference games. I expect a shootout in this one. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Brigham Young University versus Notre Dame. College football action on Saturday evening, and we will see a pair of independent teams square off as the Brigham Young University Cougars invade Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend, Indiana to grapple with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Cougars enter this game off of a 38-26 home win over Utah State to move to 4-1 on the year. Notre Dame comes in off of a 45-32 road win over North Carolina, which puts them at 2-2 on the young season. These teams last met in 2013, and the Irish won that game at home by a score of 23-13. Notre Dame leads the all-time series 6-2. The Cougars are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 neutral site games and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. The Fighting Irish are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 neutral site games and 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games overall. The over is 6-1 in Cougars' last 7 games overall. The under is 8-3 in Fighting Irish last 11 neutral site games. The home team is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. Brigham Young Cougars is not the betting favorite, but they are the team with the better record, national ranking, and swagger. The Cougars have 4 pass catchers with over 200 receiving yards, a running back who averages 6 yards per carry, and a quarterback shooting up NFL draft boards for his strong play. Their opponent lost its starting quarterback, top 25 ranking, and a home game to Marshall. Notre Dame regained some of its confidence against North Carolina, picking up 35 first downs and 5 touchdowns. The Tar Heels aren't an excellent barometer of offensive capability, however, as they encourage high-scoring games with their style of play and allow 36 points per contest. To defeat Brigham Young in Vegas, the Irish must endure an onslaught of Cougars attacks and keep up when they have the football, something the statistics don't indicate they have in them. Notre Dame ranks just inside the top 100 nationally in points per game, total yards per game, and passing yards per game. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish are going to get the benefit of the doubt because of their name, and they also have a rest advantage. However, Notre Dame still has a lot to prove on both sides of the ball, especially on the offensive side, where they've had issues finishing drives. The Brigham Young Cougars have shown more up to this point, and they have a bit of explosiveness to them with a top 25 passing attack. I'm just not there to lay chalk with Notre Dame against a respectable team. The first couple of weeks with the Irish are still in the back of my head, so the Brigham Young Cougars to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Notre Dame won't light up the scoreboard at Allegiant Stadium, but I believe both teams will get their fair share of scoring opportunities. Each team ranks in the bottom 15 of all FBS teams in defending against scoring opportunities. I do like Brigham Young University's chances at converting more of those drives into touchdowns than Notre Dame's, but the Irish will contribute to the points total with an extra touchdown or field goal than they might typically against another opponent. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.